What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we are doing something really exciting. So almost a month ago, Jaclyn Hill here on YouTube uploaded a video called Highlight versus Matte, and I really like the idea of her video because I am one of those people that goes like completely overboard, like overly obsessed with highlight. I weigh way too much of it, like there's a stopping point, but then I keep going and going and going. And recently I've been having thoughts like, what would it be like if I didn't wear highlight? Like, would my makeup look weird? Would it be so foreign to me? Because I've been wearing, like, dousing my face with highlight for so long now. And then she uploaded that video and I thought it was such a cool concept and idea, so I'm gonna recreate it on myself today. So I am going to be using L'Oreal foundation on my face. I do have my face prepped with moisturizer and my Too Faced Hangover primer because my skin is super dry, so I'm already nervous that this matte foundation isn't gonna look the best on me because of my dry skin. But I'm going to use the Infallible Pro Glow in 201 and then the Infallible Pro Matte in 101. And I'm going to get this started and I will be back. This side is going to be the highlight side. This side is going to be the matte side. Alright, so I just finished putting the foundation on my face and I already have thoughts. I love the Pro Glow foundation. This is like my favorite drugstore foundation that is out there right now. I just love the finish of it. It glides on easily, it blends in easily, like you don't really need to work a lot with it. And then the Pro Matte, I wasn't really a super fan of it. And even putting this on, it was like starting to crumble up on my face as I was trying to blend it in with my Real Technique sponge. And even though they're the same shade, I definitely feel like the matte side looks lighter. I do feel like I can see texture evenly on both sides, just probably because it is a similar formula from the same brand. But I just think that the glow side just looks so much better. Like I feel like there's like a healthy glow to my face. I love the way that it looks versus this side, it just looks, I mean, it's matte, so it looks flat. I just want to zoom you guys in so you can see the difference in the foundation. The glow side does look better than the matte side. Right now, because obviously we don't do glow product on our brows, I am going to conceal and use my brow product off camera. For my under eyes, I'm just going to use the same concealer under both eyes. I'm just going to use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, just because if I use Shape Tape, which is a more matte foundation, it's severely lighter than this and I don't want to look that crazy, so I'm just going to use the same concealer under each eye. Alright, so concealer on, brows on, and then because I normally do powder my face, I just took a translucent powder all over my face. And then now I'm working on contouring. So obviously you're not going to contour with a highlight, so I did put contour on this side, but we are going to use a shimmery bronzer. So for over here on the matte side, I'm going to concentrate this more on my forehead, other areas that I would be, you know, normally contouring or bronzing. And then I would do under my chin the whole way around too. So for my contour, I reached into my Tarte Pro Glow in the contour shade, which is Sculpt. This is what I always use. And then for bronzer, I love the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is in the light bronzer, and this stuff is so good. It does smell like coconut, but it doesn't really like linger a lot on your face. So I'm just gonna kind of lightly go over this contour area and bring it up a little bit higher onto my cheekbones. And then I'm gonna put this down the side of my nose and on my forehead. I actually don't feel like there's gonna be that big of a difference in these products. That's gonna be like super noticeable to like the naked eye, like someone that you're talking to, until we get to the actual highlight products. And then for blush, I don't wear shimmery blushes, so again, like this is just gonna be more of a matte blush. This is by Tarte. I love their blushes, and this is in the shade Partay. I just love muted, like rose tone blushes. Where is my blush brush? I'm not really a huge blush person either, so I barely put any on. I mostly just use it to kind of blend out the contour and bronzer a little bit more. as I'm putting these products on, I feel like they are blending nicer onto the dewier, more glowy side of my face than the matte side. I feel like it's just like not really blending into my skin. It just looks kind of chalky. So next, I'm gonna save the highlight for last. I'm gonna make you guys wait. Next, I'm gonna do my eyes. So I'm gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill palette. I know it's odd because like she did this whole thing and now I'm using her palette, but honestly, if you guys are new to my channel, you haven't seen my other videos, if you guys haven't subscribed to me, you know that I love this palette. Honestly, like everyone can say what they want about Jaclyn, everyone can say what they want about Morphe, but this palette is just like truly like one of the best. Actually, it is like the best palette that I own. The formula and pigmentation in these shades is unreal. If you guys are interested in an in-depth review where I actually blend out every single eyeshadow on my eye, I do eye swatches, I will have that linked right up above, and then it will also be down below in the description bar. But this is like your perfect everyday palette. It has a ton of neutral shades, has darker shades for super smoky looks, and then it also has pops of colors. So if you're new to makeup and you're looking for like a palette, I highly suggest this, and it is an affordable price. Anyways, moving along. I am going to, of course, have to put some matte shades into my crease, but I'm going to use highlight shades on my lid and then just keep this side to matte. So let's go ahead and get into that. So first I'm going in with Silk Cream from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just putting this in my crease. This is always like my go-to transition shade no matter what the eye look that I'm doing is. And then I do like to take my eyeshadow out and angle it so it kind of has that outer pointed V to it. All right, so next, to deepen things up a little bit, I am going to go into the shade that is below Silk Cream, which is Pooter, and I'm gonna put that a little bit closer to my lid and not blend it out as far. And then after that, I think I'm going to go in with Buns, which is one of my favorite colors in this palette. So now I am taking that Buns color. It's again like a muted, kind of like a clay brown with a hint of red in it. And I'm just gonna put that on the outer third and then focus it into the crease. All right, so the one thing that the Jaclyn palette doesn't have that I wish it did was a matte white or a matte cream color. So for the matte side, I'm just gonna take this Mary Kay Sweet Cream eyeshadow. It's almost gone because I love it. I'm just gonna put that all over my lid and under my brow bone to like highlight the brow bone. And then for the shimmer side, I'm gonna take the very first color in the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is in Light, and do the same thing. So with my eyes, you can already see the biggest difference. My left eye looks super open, wide, and awake, and my right eye definitely just looks like it's more consumed by the matte shadows. It doesn't look like it's standing out as much. Now is when it's going to get real because I have a lot of highlights that I'm going to be using on my face. I told you guys I'm a crazy highlight lady. I'm obsessed, so I actually have 4 different ones and I incorporate them in different places and I will explain to you guys why. So first, I'm going to start off with Mírame by Dose of Colors. This is the Desi X Katie collection. It's kind of more like a rose gold darker highlight. It's way too dark for me to wear on my cheekbones, but what I like to do, because I'm not a huge blush person and I don't own shimmery blushes, I like to put this on my cheekbone to catch the light. And if you guys actually watch Desi's one of her newer videos, she goes into her favorite glow products and she also kind of explains like this is also like how Chrissy Teigen gets like her huge cheekbones, and it really does. You could just see like barely patting that on just made such a difference and just made my cheekbone just like pop, at least in my opinion. Like I said, this is a crazy highlighter woman that we are talking about here. So maybe it's in my head, but I definitely feel like that just added so much freshness and just made me look more alive and more awake just by simply tapping some highlight onto my cheekbone. Now, where do we go from here? So now I am actually gonna take a combination mix of this Becca Moonstone highlight. This is gorgeous. I've had this thing forever. I'm surprised there's still product left in the pan. So as you guys can see, it's kind of more of like a yellowy toned highlight. So I'm actually going to swatch these on my hand so you guys can see the difference versus this Ofra Cosmetics highlight, which is like blinding white. This is the Nikki Tutorials collab in Glazed Donut. And then I'm also gonna swipe MakeupbyMegB, and then I also use Fuego by Desi and Katie, again, Dose of Color. So I'm gonna, you know, swatch all of these since it's a swatching party. And it's just so interesting because all of them feel so different and have different textures. So right here, this coppery looking one, this is MakeupbyMegB. And then right here is the Becca Moonstone. And then we have Ofra Glazed Donut. So as you can see, this is the one that stands out the most. The one that's the most subtle is actually Fuego. It's definitely more of like a golden highlight. It almost blends into my skin tone, but as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of a difference between Moonstone and Glazed Donut. This one is crazy intense. This one's more subtle, but absolutely stunning. So I definitely like to mix both of these together for my cheekbone. And my weapon of choice is this Morphe M510 brush. I just love this. It's like the perfect size for your cheekbone. So what I personally like to do, sometimes I'll mix them at the same time, but most of the time I'll just gather up some of Moonstone and then I will just start highlighting it. And then I get really like kind of sloppy, like I mess this on because it's not that intense of a highlight. And I will kind of, again, bring it down a little bit lower because I don't really wear a shimmery blush. And then I also bring it up around here, around my eye. And I'm gonna blend that into the MakeupbyMegB that we put on. And then I'm also, because this is, again, more subtle, I'm gonna take some of this above my brow bone. I feel like my lighting isn't really showing off my forehead highlight, but it is what it is. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit of this onto my chin. Do you have my chin? And then again, I'm gonna take a little bit of this down half of my nose, and this is so weird to be doing half of my nose. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with Glazed Donut and things are gonna get turned up a little. So I'm definitely gonna focus this on the highest point of my cheekbone, right there. And then just like slowly blend it out. So you can definitely, I can see that really intense white streak from where I just put that. And it does blend out nicely. And then just for the sake of the video, because I feel like you really can't see this highlight a whole lot, I'm gonna take a little bit and just douse above my brow with it. Diffuse that into the skin. Okay, now I feel like you can see it, that it just kind of looks like a white patch above my brow. Now I'm going to go in back with this brush that I use for my inner corner. And I am going to highlight, whoops, one of my Cupid's bow. And then I'm also going to re-intensify the brow highlight and the inner corner highlight in my eye with this. Then I'm also going to take some of it, whatever was left, down half of my nose. I hate doing this half nose thing. It's so odd. And then of course, if you really wanted to emphasize, wow, that made like the biggest difference, just putting that little dot of highlight in my inner corner. If you really wanted to make this more crazy, you could wet this with a setting spray, or if you had Vicks Plus, but I've always been too afraid to do that, so I don't. All right, so this is kind of like what we have going here for us. I definitely feel like this side of my face just looks a little bit more muddy just because it's missing that highlight, but that highlight is just so intense. But before we get into final thoughts, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going to do lips, which is last. So I'm going to take this Dose of Colors lipstick, again, Katie and Desi collection. This is in the shade No Shade. I'm going to put this all over my lips. And then on the highlighted side, I'm gonna take this lip gloss. This is like my all-time favorite lip gloss. It's like truly amazing. It's again, Dose of Colors Katie and Desi collection, and it's the over the top lip gloss. It has gold reflect in it. It's so pretty, and I know I've mentioned some I know I've been mentioning Desi and Katie collection by Dose of Colors. If you guys are interested in my thoughts on that, I do have a review that I will link above and then also below. So yeah, feel free to check that out if you want. And then I'm actually going to go get my husband's opinion and see which side he prefers. And then I'll be right back to wrap this up. So I did half my face highlighted and half my face matte. So which side do you think looks better? You like the matte side better? Why?
I don't know. It just looks better.
It looks better?
Yeah. I don't know. Just looks more natural, I guess.
More natural? Does it make me look younger? Does this side make me look older? Like,
that side makes you look older.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Final thoughts. Here is the completed project of highlight versus matte. I will say that there are aspects of things that I liked more, and I'm still leaning towards the highlighted side. I do feel like my highlight is a bit much. I know Jaclyn said in her video, she didn't realize like how much her highlight aged her until she like did this. I don't think mine ages me a lot. Maybe I'm just like blind to it right now. But I definitely, like, I'm just too obsessed with the glow that I get from highlighted and more dewy products because my skin is so dry. Like this side, I just feel like this is muddy over here. I feel like the matte foundation is just like completely stuck in all my like peach fuzz that I have going on here. It just doesn't look nice on my skin. It just looks really dry, like it's just sitting on top of my skin. It doesn't look like the foundation actually blended into my skin. How many times am I gonna say skin? And then of course with the eyes, I think that is the biggest difference. This eye just looks like it's more like poppin', more awake, more like ready to go for the day. And this eye, like it's just like more subtle. I feel like it does look a lot smaller. Not that there's anything wrong with an all matte look. I do like the all matte eye, but you can just see how big of a difference shimmer makes in your eye look. With my lips, I do feel like my lips look more plump with the gloss side, and I'm not really noticing a huge difference between my Cupid's Glow being highlighted and not being highlighted. But I definitely do prefer the side with the gloss. I think my lips look nicer. They look more not dry and crusty. So as far as foundations go, I definitely love more dewy foundations. I do feel like I could cut back my highlight and still be happy. Like if I still use a dewy foundation on this side of my face, I feel like I would like this side a lot better than what I do now. All right, you guys, so that is gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what is your preferred side? Do you guys love doing highlight, like super glowy looks, or do you guys like the more matte look? I would love to hear from you guys. If any of you guys have tried this out on yourselves at home, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Also, let me know if there's any other sort of like challenge videos like this, like with half your face this side and the other half something else. Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next time. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.